there's no limit to that one, right? But the limit to what we will be doing, and you can upgrade, is that with your tab, you can open the blinds, off the lights, put on the air condition, put it off, monitor your CCTV camera with the tab. So those are basic smart features that we are going to be putting. Of course, the lights being able to be off by itself if nobody's in the house to conserve energy. Then what is green? Okay, when we say green, green primarily is called renewable energy. It's not plants. If it's by plant, Nigeria is already green. So, alright, and Africa is green. When we say green, primarily we're talking about renewable energy, meaning that you are not connecting the national grid. For this estate, we are looking at solar. And what's the other alternative? For now, solar. But I was telling them we could use wind because we are close to the ocean, and so even if you put a wind turbine, even from here, right, you will get enough energy because of the breeze from the ocean. So I would advise that we add that to it, because sometimes solar alone may not be able to be enough, for some households, some who use energy so much. So you want to have like alternative. If you exhaust your solar, you can get extra. Another thing with renewable energy we're doing is also that everybody is sharing. So the entire solar for the estate goes somewhere. Are we together now? So some people are, and it will be metered. So some people are not using enough energy, will not pay much, and some who are using more will be able to. So more solar from some people's roof can help some other people as well. What is green? We are recycling waste product like your excreta, they call it. Your sewage is going to be converted to cooking gas. And I can assure you it's odorless, so don't think you'll be smelling. You'll be smelling anything, right? So it's converted to cooking gas. So again, we're able to provide cooking gas for people. All the things being used will be recycled. We're hoping that in the nearest future, definitely we're having also a car charging station, as we are going to be introducing electric cars as we move on. However, yes, there will also be trees planted and a lot of greenery. But core of when we say green is renewable energy. Because if you don't say that, again, you need to know this and be able to communicate it to your customers. Else they will think green is vegetation. No, green is renewable energy. Any question? Any question? Also, let me also add before taking this question. Green is expensive. Like in this estate, one of the technology we've gotten that we could use is to convert plastic to electricity. Now the machine alone costs $5 million, right? And we've calculated what everybody is paying us for both land and house in this phase one is now up to $5 million. So if you spend $5 million to buy just machine, that's not part of the cable, the wiring, and your money back. If you live in the UK or travel to the UK, you realize the same. Right now, the carbon status is, I think, C is accepted.
Yes.
Right? Carbon emission is C is accepted. It's gradually moving to what's the next one?
Based on the percentage, about 6% more, so it should come down.
No, they're giving years for you to move from C to minimum has to be. So
we have 5 or 4. Depending on the technology we should have.
So, but basically they are gradually progressive. I'm talking about the UK. Even the UK is giving, I think, 2035 or 2050 to fully have zero carbon emission. So it's also important that you communicate to your client to know that it's not automatically day one that all our estate will be what? Green, 100% green. So we may have to start from 50% green, right, and gradually work our way into 100% green and smart home. Am I making sense of it? I hope everybody's taking note of this because clients will ask this. And any client that's very experienced with green, they know it's expensive. So when you are saying, I mean, you almost look like you are lying. If you are saying you are going to do 100% green, they know, okay, I'm paying X versus cost of really making it 100% green. It's not at all. In fact, to even be green, even in the construction, there are some things we should not have used, right? If we really wanted to be 100% green. Right, even the type of cement, the type of blocks, the type of iron, all of that are part of it. So it's progressionary, it's gradual, but that's the vision. Yes.
Thank you for explaining. I want to know if the entire land will be for housing or houses again, or there's option for you to buy the land as land.
So yeah, good question. And as of now, for this phase one, land is done. We have phase two opposite. We still have land to sell, but we are limiting land sales because we're trying to, the last 6-7 years have been more of selling land. So we're trying to transition into more of selling house than land. But yes, we still have some land. It's more expensive. I think so. How much is it? 25 million. Yeah. So it's as high as 25 million now to buy land. This place is very unique and very, very premium. This location we're in, and I'll tell you why. Why is because it's just 5 minutes away from Dangote Refinery. In fact, we have a company that we are closing hopefully in the next 2 weeks. They are paying for 60 units, totaling 5.4 billion that they are paying at once. And they were even telling us it's just phase one, they want to do more. And they are trying to invest in Dangote Refinery almost $5 billion into the refinery, as they're evolving. So they need accommodation for their staff. And if you notice all these areas, did you see any accommodation? And can't you see factories and seaport almost completed? I mean, the demand is crazy, right? Here, it doesn't even make any sense. Opposite us here, I wanted to buy more. My friend even wants it in the US. He has governor's consent. As of last year, he said I should come and bring 35 million per plot. Right, so, and the issue is that everybody knows no more land with good title, right? Most land are still under acquisition. Like this one, as guys said, so it has governor's, it has root title, we call it root title, that is title from the government that gives ownership. And such land are not readily available anymore in this entire axis. And those that are available are way very expensive. But everybody's tired. We are just less than 5 minutes to La Campagne Tropicana, and there's so much resort, so much fun. So it's a place I am in. I can go to La Campagne with my family and have fun and back. Opposite us here is the golf course. They've even done all the underground piping, everything, but I think they are having some legal battles maybe between the developers, and so they are still having some. But they've even started work. Opposite the golf course is the beach. So when all of this is perfected, that's why we call it Jasper Beach. And phase 2 is facing that. Phase 2 is facing the express to the golf course to the beach. So that's why you see Jasper Golf and Beach Estate. Does that make sense?
Yes. So when marketing, to focus more on the house.
Yes, focus more on the house, but if someone wants to buy land, it's available. Yes.
Okay, sir, would I be correct to say Jasper Estate is serving the issues of environmental concerns that may come up in the future? Majorly, most houses are developing smart homes. But this is the only.
It's not even the light. That's exactly what we're doing. Right? Unfortunately, nobody's even thinking it yet. Nobody's thinking Africa green, talk less of smart. I mean, smart, yes, they're doing. First of all, nobody's combining the two. You see that is smart home or some partial green homes, right? And it's wealthy. But commercially, nobody's combining the two. We're the first, right, to do that. So, and the issue is that we are trying to be way ahead so that by the time climate issue become primary conversation in Africa, we're already the company that is being studied in Harvard, right, as those who had strat. And look at here, because of the industries, what do you think you need here? Because there will be some level of pollution. So you need a company that, I mean, you need estates that are environmental friendly, considering the environment. So it's even an environment that has a tendency to be more polluted that you need to situate, green and smart. And it speaks about being a futurist and being futuristic in your thinking. Because all you will soon see, and what mark my word, is that in the next few years, when the refinery has taken place, free trade zone, everything, is now that it's not as if there's no house at some point. It's that people are not, which house is conscious of my health? Which house, is environmentally friendly in view of the whole thing going around in the neighborhood? And we are the ones who have gone into all that. Okay? Any more questions? No more questions? So yes.
The commission, is it still 10% or it has been reduced?
It's 10% on land, 5% on house. So what's going to reduce?
Question. How long does it take to complete? For example, the person wants to buy and they're asking for a timeline of completion.
Yeah, so completion time, from the time you finish payment is what we count. So from the day you finish payment, we give you 3 to 6 months, right, to hand over to you. So a lot of the ones you're seeing here, people haven't paid for them, we're just using our money. Like this 4 unit of 2 bedroom, it was the company managers being used to build it. So there's no that level of urgency. On a normal day, if somebody has paid for it, there's a lot more urgency in completing. The only other one that has been fully paid for is the 5 bedroom, which they are now getting aggressive in completing because we now got a contractor to finish that. Right, even the 1 bedroom and the 3 bedroom, we also have people for that. The 3 bedroom, but they are paying in installment, right? So it's not like the timeline has elapsed. So from when you finish payment, 3 to 6 months we hand over. That's what we're telling customers. Okay, and we don't take bank loan, which should also make them happy. Because a lot of other estates are moving faster. They've taken loan, and when they default on those loans, the bank will take over the property, and they will not be conscious of people who had invested earlier. When they take over that when Hancock sees the entire property, they were not even conscious of that. Some people had invested, can we pay size, not in land size.
The land size that the estate is sitting on, and the proposed number of units looking at.
First of all, I don't think land size matters. I don't think in marketing you have any business with land size, because land size house, you need to have a collect the floor plan, because the buyer will ask you. Now the floor plan shows the building from the top. So to show in there, you will see the measurements, and I don't know why you have not been doing those trainings. We're starting product training going forward every Thursday in all our branches, and it's going to be physical and hybrid. And quality, we struggle to sell, not because we don't want to buy, but when you even meet those who can buy, you don't have the right information to give that they know, and you just see them go quiet, right? And their silence is more of, you don't know what you're talking about, and we know you don't know, right? So you need to know the floor plan, you need to know the entire 2-bedroom, how many square meter is this sitting on, the 1-bedroom, how many square meter, the 3-bedroom, how many square meter total, right? Because some people will ask, so that's how they know the size of the property, how many cars can be parked there. These are informations customers will always ask you. Okay? One question. Tell me, you need to be here, or later you say you are not? Okay, good. Because I know you always have questions. Yes.
Apart from the price I don't need charges.
Yes, a service charge to run an estate, but I will fix the service charge yet.
No.
Huh? Or not. A service charge, but we'll not fix that, but we'll work on it very soon. You know, service charge, but it's also because we have not perfected the infrastructure. Before you start stating the service charge, you need to know what does it cost for every house, right? So usually service charge is measured by square meter. So it can be X amount per square meter. You know, usually that's how. If the other bosses are not, let them comment. Right? So it's usually how they calculate square meter. It's like, right? They're here. So tell everybody when to come. So it can be, but we have not fixed it. But each it can be, I'm just giving an example, it can be 10,000 per square meter. That's how it's measured. But that one is when you moved in, or you know that you pay that. So that is more of cost of electricity, cost of water, you know, security, you know, maintenance, waste, everything. Right? Now, case cost of the biogas, you know, all of that will have been factored in, and you have a cost. Make sense? Come in now if you are here, Esther. And why didn't you guys go to Bajileki? Is everybody doing here?
That was what Julia said, we are coming here.
So you didn't do Ikorodu?
No, I don't think anyone is going to do
Why? Because what I expected was that those of you on the mainland go to Ikorodu and market your own property in Ikorodu. And those, even if they are on the mainland, and now want to check Bajileki, you can have two buses. One go to Ikorodu, one comes here for just one to. You know, I would have suggested that. But was it that there are not too many people who wanted to do inspection?
We have a lot of questions, but what the information I got was well coming to Bajileki.
Who is that?
That's Juliet.
Please tell me forward. Where is Julia then?
She's one of the second ones.
So technically we have taught three buses.
Yes, this is one is
Welcome.
You need it. It's
So we are, some of you can stay and discuss
That's finished.
Okay, so welcome everybody. This is Jasper Estates in Bajileki, developed by GText Homes. And we have already done briefing before we got here. But let me just do a recap of what we talked about. So these 4 units of 2-bedroom. As you can see, very big, with the living room. Can do basically major functions around the light goes off by itself. That's the smart features that we hear. As for the green features, when they say a house is green, okay, it's about the energy, not the grass, not the flower. I hope we're learning now because we need to educate people because many of you are, we're the first to promote the hybrid of green and smart home in the whole of Nigeria, probably Africa. We're the first to start it. So we know that there's a lot of education we need to do. Else, when you are marketing it to your customers, they think you're a joker because you don't even know what you are talking about. So green is essential. It doesn't mean the green features, flower and trees are not part of it, but the core, when they say green, is green energy. Okay? Now, in this estate, our goal, right, to provide electricity for the residents and not more of power, generator or power. Now, that will be progressive because those things are very, very expensive, okay? But so it's going to be progressive. Maybe at the beginning, there's some form of green and some form of conventional energy being introduced, but gradually we move into 100% green. Now, you have a sewage system that all your feces and all of that is converted to biogas, odorless, so and clean. So you don't be scared that my poo will not be cooking food. How does it work? So the technology to make sure it's, and the beauty is that a biogas is safer, right, than your normal gas. Am I making sense at all? Safer, is less volatile compared to the issue of fire going on in the country. Most of it is because of normal gas. Either the cylinder is leaking, and many of these conventional gas are highly flammable, and the rest is history. But biogas is very safe, very good to use, and that's part of the green technology that GText Home is offering in all our estates. Same thing with your waste. Everything is separated, and we have things to renew and repurpose, recycle most of what we use here. There will be car charging station, and over time we'll be having scooters, we'll be having electric bike, electric. If I will have a partner in Rwanda, that's what we'll do. Electric bike, electric bicycle, and electric cars as well, which will be provided. So if you can cycle around the estate using electric cars, electric bike, try to reduce too much of, emission and all of that. Opposite us is the golf course and the Atlantic Ocean. So this G+1, we also have another profile of G+2 and G+3. The G+2 and G+3 has a more beautiful view on this side of the Atlantic Ocean, on this side of the lagoon. Beautiful, right? So, which is also an edge that particularly those who are getting the G+2 and G+3 are having. So even if you go up here, you'll still be able to see, but they will even have a more beautiful view. This phase 1, phase 2 is opposite of estate. They even run all the pipe to water the grass, but I think there are some issues between the developers and some, but I hope that soon they will resolve it and they will complete the golf course. And opposite the golf course is the Atlantic Ocean. Now, a few minutes from here, less than 10 minutes, is Lacampan Tropicana. So you can imagine the luxury lifestyle people here can enjoy moving around. In this estate, there's going to be a shopping mall, there's going to be a tower, there's going to be a helipad. I don't know if you have seen the video of the completed estate. If you have seen the video, okay? So those of you who have not seen, it will be posted. Who can post it now? In all the groups. Who can do that? You do that, okay. So post it in all the groups. So they'll post it in all the group, download it. Shows you how the estate will look like when it's finally completed. And it's a beautiful masterpiece. Completion date is another 5 years when everybody will have moved in, the mall will have been built, everything, another 5 to 7 years. Or what's the timeline? Because I thought we did the timeline. So 7 years for Jasmine. Okay, so in the next 7 years, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, everything is completed. All the facilities, the hotels, the shopping mall, everything is done by that time. Okay, but that doesn't mean 7 years people will live in. Our goal is that by December this year, people should start living in this estate. Right? So that is, who can guess why? Why is this place premium? Can anybody guess? So Dangote refinery is just 10 minutes upwards. Adjacent us is Dangote jetty. Down there is Lacampine. You also have the free trade zone, which will be the largest in Africa, the DC ports and all of that. So the beautiful thing about this place, as you hear it, is that right now is the biggest, the highway in Africa to go. The adrenaline of Lekki Phase 1 multiplied by 30. Because Lekki Phase 1 did not have industries, did not have, am I making sense? So, and if you study real estate from Aja to Bejuleki, which is what's happening to most people, Amen Estate, for example, Phase 1 is sold out. That if you want to rent some people are using for short length. Housing, people need somebody. I was just telling them earlier that we just have a client now because they're investing in Dangote refinery and they're trying to be buying at least 20% of the oil that will be refined. Right, so they need a place for their staff. Right, so this is hot cake, hot cake. Right, so anybody who invests in a house here is made. Am I making sense at all? Buy a land here is made for life. Because the land you buy in this area for 25 million, you sell it just like Lekki Phase 1, 200 million one day, 500 million one day. Right? And it's not even far. In the next 20 years, that's the kind of price that you mentioned before. Any question? You can ask your colleague for other things I've said because I can't. Any question? We're good? So we are doing, your client wants to inspect, you can take them, you and them to come visit. Also, every Thursday is hybrid. You can join physically in our offices or join online. And this Thursday, we're going to be treating what's it called? Floor plan. Right? Because many of you don't even understand how to sell a house. So if the client is saying, show me the floor plan, explain the floor plan. Do you know what it is? Who knows how to explain a floor plan to a client? You know? You see, most of us don't. Okay? And that's, like I said, the biggest problem of realtors. We are selling what we don't know. So later we'll be saying nobody's buying, nobody's interested. No, it is you that don't know what you're selling. There's no bad product, there's only a bad market. If the product is bad, people will have bought it and they will be asking for a refund. Because it's when they buy it that you now know it is a bad product. Because you're so good that they paid before they could just figure it out, right? So if you are not selling, it has nothing to do with the product. It has a lot to do with you not understanding how to communicate the value of what you are selling. And I was sharing with them earlier, reality is partial truth. Do you agree? Yes or no? What you are seeing here now, is it not reality? Do you agree it's partial truth? Yes. Yes. Because June 13th, when we were doing next inspection, you will have been telling me when I got there, the screening was outside, no screening inside, it's not painted, and you are saying facts. But that's partial, because it keeps changing. Am I making sense at all? And you as a marketer must be able to explain both the facts, this is where we are, but this is where we are going is also more important. Am I making sense at all? It's so important. The next estate we are going to is very phase one, and I'll share that with you. When the first day we marketed, I did a video, I was opposite it, palm trees behind me, refuse dump in front of me, because they were dumping refuse in front of it. And I said, very soon we'll do fence, we'll do this. 1.5 million if you pay now. And some people say, He said, You see now, they have come again, all this real estate. And of course, also in waterlogged land. Meanwhile, today now, is the fence not there? Right? And the value now is 15 million. From 1.5 in 2.5 years. That's crazy. That's 1,000% appreciation. So if you were the one marketing it then, and you came to me and said, "Doctor, they didn't buy." I said, "Why?" "Sir, you know it's palm tree. You know it's waterlogged. You know." You agree with me that the product is not the problem. It was you. Because I still was able to sell it. Why? I was able to paint where we are going. Right? And today now, some of them can see that we have moved from where it used to be. And the 2.5 years have gone. Meanwhile, they have 1.5 million in their account has depreciated. Inflation has hit it. Yes. Right? What 1.5 million could buy 2.5 years ago, you probably need almost 5 million to buy it now. So who has lost? They are the one. And you always have people in US, UK tell you, inflation in Nigeria to wipe out my profits in real estate. That depends on the estate. Okay, has inflation hit 1,000%? Even 100% never hit. So those who bought from GText, were they affected by inflation? Maybe because they were in UK and then they send naira. They send dollars or they send you pounds. Were they affected? No. All my investors are happy, sir, praying for me. Because inflation, so it depends on the company choosing right location. And you can see, based on the analysis I gave you, saw that we intentionally chose this place. Abi? This Jasper, or you are not seeing them. The very ones, when you go there, you see how strategic we chose that place. So this is our skill. We know how to pick lands that will go up. And even if the land can't go up, we will now put features in it that will make it go up. Because like in this estate now, there will be a shopping mall with cinema, with all of it, modern shopping mall. There will be hotel, which will be over 30 story. Yeah. You know, in the entire estate. We'll currently there's something acres we're expanding. Hopefully we'll get up to 100 acres between now and the next 7 years when we'll be completed. So it's a big vision, it's evolving, it's growing, but people sold it at 1.5. And we had enough money to start doing defense, to start doing some things on it. And more is about to happen there as well. Okay, let me allow you move around, take pictures, do your videos. At least you have enough facts. And a few minutes, let's meet at the next exercise.
Yeah, please the price for this place, is it all inclusive?
Our facility charges is more of cost for internet, electricity, biogas, all these, we've not put that yet because we have not installed all those things yet, and we can't factor that. That's usually part of it, but it includes every other thing. You own the house, except for the service, but security, all of the, What's the price now? The current price, not thinking the old one.
That's 67 million.
For
2
67 for 2 bedroom. Okay. So 3 bedroom.
3 bedroom.
Yes.
77. Please write it down.
Please, we don't have that, so you can send it to the platform so that we can use it.
We have
I'll send it to you.
4 bedroom. Updated price.
Oh, yes.
So he said something like that. Shola, go and see it and be sure what he said. Shola is 8 million naira. Can you believe that? But at that time, guess what? Cement was 2,800 or something. How much was cement? 2.7. Iron rod was
Shola.
like 200 or something. Today now cement is
Shola.
5,000. Everything has double. Iron rod, which is why always tell your client, the earlier they do it, the better. It's in their own interest. The earlier. So yes, give me the price. They're still waiting.
1 bedroom is 32.
1 bedroom, 32 million. 2 bedroom.
So the new price, 3 bedroom is 77 million. 4 bedroom is 83. 3 bedroom is 77.
Okay, the only one is 3, 4, and 5.
Yes, 3, 4, and 5.
What is the 2 bedroom? Because there's a 2 bedroom. I have 4 units to sell now. These 4 units are here. Can you send it to them now? Yeah, send it to them now. Because they need to put it in the That's our last year, 35 million. Me, a developer. Back loan. No, that's 500 square. So, and you know I'm buying bulk. So I'm trying to buy almost 10 acres. And I charge 35, it has government consider. So the environment is juicy, right? Like I said, everybody is looking for something in this place. Everybody. I don't care how much you buy it. It's not about how much you buy it here. You are guaranteed to make your profit. Right? Because the land is not increasing and the population growth is growing by the day. Okay? Have a great day.
Alright guys, so you can personally do your own videos, talk about everything, the benefits, the features, so you can go around, you can ask questions if you want to ask more. Or go around in the 2 bed. This is a 4 unit of 2 bedroom as I said. You have 1 bedroom beside the traffic bedroom and have 5 bedrooms behind
I don't hear yes to it. This is not part of it. This is not part of it.